Hey YouTube, this video is about two very cute little budgies. So, come this way, Jima. That big bird right there is a cockatiel. Her name is Jima. She's my bird. Oh, I love Jima. Yeah. I love her a lot. Now, one of my friends recently decided that he didn't want his two parakeets anymore. He hasn't had them a super long time. These are like his first birds. Kind of decided he wasn't a bird person. He's also got a cat and a dog, which to me seemed like it was working out okay as far as the relationship with them and them keeping the birds safe. What are you trying to do, Coco? It's the white one. It's Coco. The green one is Kiwi, and the white one's feathers are all. She's not going to look as pretty as when her feathers are dry, because I had to wet her down to pull out a blood feather. You guys can go check out that video if you want to see the aftermath. I didn't get the recording of it, but they're cute. I kind of like them, but for Jima's sake, it would be a little bit better. Let's tilt this down a bit. It would be a little bit better if they had a separate home with somebody else. Jima has lived with a parakeet before. That parakeet's name was Melon, and I accidentally lost Melon when I forgot to lock the travel cage when we were riding home from a trip to the pet store with the birdies. Kind of sad, but it worked out good for Jima, because Melon, even though Melon was a smaller parakeet, Melon was fully grown. These two are still babies, I'm sure, because of my past experience with parakeets, their feet have not been that small and delicate feeling. They felt a little more substantial. These birds definitely feel really small. So Melon was, I don't know how you say this number, but it's like, add half the size of Kiwi onto Kiwi's existing size, and you would have Melon. That's about the right size. Melon bossed Jima around, and Jima didn't like it, and Jima is tolerating these two. They have found comfortable seating positions in the cage. She has, she has lunged at them a few times, not to bite, but just kind of to say, that's a little bit too close. Could you back off, please? She did show concern for Kiwi, who flew over to one side of the room, the left side of the camera view. This was yesterday, and he kind of flew out of sight. And so Jima made the same cheeping noises that she makes whenever she flies somewhere unfamiliar out of sight and she's a little bit nervous or scared and is trying to get somebody to come help her. Trying to say, "Where are you, flock?" Because I'm part of a birdie flock. And I don't know what is up with you, Coco. I don't know why you like the darkness, but here, watch this. Coco, come on. Gotta be careful because her nails are a little bit strong and they want to get stuck. But here, what we're going to do, Coco, for you is, I'm just going to fold this part of this up. It's okay, Coco. There we go. I'm just going to make a little bit of a warm kind of cave for Coco. Right there. And you don't ever want to towel dry a bird after they're wet, because you might end up getting rid of some of the oils and stuff in their feathers that help them be able to fly around. Now what I'm doing with Coco here is okay, because I am just wrapping her in the blanket lightly, so then hopefully her will build up body heat and help her dry faster. The towel will wick away some of it just because it's touching her, that's fine, as long as we don't specifically rub her dry. That's something that you don't want to do. So, based on yesterday and today, I think Jima could warm up. She could get used to them here. I wouldn't mind having two birds around. Right now, I kind of don't want the responsibility of having to do like the training and stuff. They're relatively trained. I can get both Kiwi and Coco to step up. I could train them right now, but what I really want to do is find somebody, one of my friends. If you're a fan of the YouTube channel, this won't work unless you're in the area and unless you really give me some good proof that you're a nice person and we become somewhat friends. But I want to give them a home with somebody who either who hasn't had birds before and wants to give it a try and experience something fun. Because birds are so cute and fun. I just love them. Let's actually, here guys, come on. Let's get you guys into the frame. Let's show YouTube your cuteness. Yeah. You guys, you're just so cute. I just love birds. That's why I've had birds since I was 12, which is about 12, maybe even earlier. Let's actually, I'm going to say 10, maybe. So I've had birds for approximately, wow. So that's going to be 13 years. Because I'm 23 now, I'll be 24 in April, so 13, 14 years. I've had birds a long time. It's been a very long process for me. Yeah. Very long process for me. I wasn't very active with the first birds that I had. My kind of sort of excuse was, you know, if the birds wanted to come out and play with me and land on my shoulder, I would totally take them out right now. But they don't, and so I did little bits of training, but not much. But over time, I really developed a deeper love for birds as I studied them and had them in the house. And I got actually better at saying, yes, okay, I'm actually going to do some training. I'm not yet to the point where I really want to teach the birds tricks or anything, but I do want a companion that sits on my shoulder. And with Jima, it is that way. She's not to the point yet where she specifically wants to come out of the cage, but I can put my hand in there and then work her to the bottom of the cage, and then I just gently grab her and pull her out and put her on my shoulder with just a little bit of a fuss. No, like, biting or anything, but she does come out and sit on my shoulder, and she enjoys it. She will sit there for hours on end, not specifically wanting to go back to the cage. I give her treats. We have a good relationship, her and me. I can give her kisses and pet her a little bit here and there. And I wouldn't mind that relationship with the other two little birdies here. But I think someone should be able to experience the joy of birds. And so I'm opening this up. If anybody's interested, I would be happy to take you on and teach you all that I know about birds and give you some good resources about birds. Birds are fun. I love birds. And final thing I'll say is if you're thinking about getting into birds at all, between these two birds here, cockatiels, they are louder than parakeets, but not necessarily noisier. Like, they don't make a lot more noise. It does vary from bird to bird. They're a little bit more of a perch potato, and so they're a little bit less active than parakeets. But cockatiels, a lot of times, if they know tricks, they might do that quite often to entertain themselves. Parakeets and most other birds, not counting finches, because finches, you can't really do much of anything with them. Well, you can hand tame them, but it's very difficult. But most other birds, when they know a trick, a lot of times they're trying to do it as a performance for somebody. If you're there, they're going to probably want you to see them do it, even though you've seen it a million times. You know, they want that recognition. They're trying to get attention a lot of times. I'm not 100% positive about that on parakeets, but I know it's more so on parakeets than on cockatiels. And cockatiels, however, they do things to entertain themselves. So it's been really fun. I've recently watched what are called quote-unquote funny bird meme videos and stuff with cockatiels and different birds. And some of them are funny, some of them are not, but I've really been able to notice how with the cockatiels, you can see they're looking at themselves in the mirror, singing or doing a trick that they know. They're doing something repetitive for themselves. Other birds, however, when they're doing that trick, you can see them looking at the person specifically, looking around to see where, see where their sight, where they're looking, and they're probably looking at a person for attention. So also, if your bird learns something that it's not supposed to, one method is just ignore them. If it learns a bad word, you just ignore them, because probably they're going to be saying that and whatever other tricks to give attention. You could squirt them in the face with water, then they're going to say, hey, I got attention. I don't know why I got squirted in the face with water, but I got attention, which is exactly what I wanted. So in most cases, you just want to ignore them. And then, what was it? Oh yeah, the other thing I'm going to say, I don't ever want to teach a parakeet to talk. Because parakeets pretty much replace their normal bird cheeps with talking. I like the bird cheeps better than I do 24/7. Pretty boy, I'm a pretty boy, pretty birdie, I'm a pretty boy. Ah! No! So, I'm kind of sort of against that, but whatever you want. So basically, I'm looking for a place for these guys, who, you know, well, yeah, guy and girl. The green one, Kiwi, is a boy, because he's got a really beautiful blue nose. And then she is, pretty sure she's a girl, because her nose, a little bit bluish there, but not as blue, more white. A home, preferably where you haven't had birds before. But if you haven't had birds in a while, I'll take that too. Maybe if you really want some more birds, or if this doesn't work out between Jima and them, my cousin has 2 parakeets. He might be willing for 2 more. So I could always send them there. But I would like to have... How are you drying off? A little bit drier, yeah. I would like to find someone who hasn't had birds before and teach them how to raise birds, because it's so wonderful. Well, it is kind of sort of an acquired taste. I would say that people loving birds is a little bit less common than cats or dogs. But, yeah, we have... Turn the camera down a little bit. Maybe she'll do it again, but Jima and Kiwi are looking a little bit sleepy. Which could be a midnight nap. Could also partly be that I'm not great at getting to bed on time. I'm working on it, though. I'm working on it, but yeah. So, if anybody is interested, I would be very happy to teach you how to raise birds and give you tips, and I kind of wish I would have done that with my friend who didn't want them anymore. Not a definite, but I'm kind of have the suspicion that maybe if I would have been a little bit more active with his bird raising process. Because I bought them like a toy and something else at the beginning. I gave them some treats. But if I had been a little more active, then maybe the relationship would have gone a little bit better with them. But who knows? And, you know, also, if my friend wants them back while I have them, that's totally fine. I'm happy to give them back. If they get passed on from me to somebody else, then, you know, it's up to you. Whoever I pass these on to, if he wants them back. But, you know, yeah, there. This is where the state is right now. And, yeah, I'm going to see you guys in whatever video's next. And hopefully we get some people interested in some very cute little birdies.